this. Okay, well, welcome. My name is Jennifer Duckworth, and I'm the founder and CEO of Neighbor Foundations, and we are here at the Kids Debate Club. I'm so excited that you guys are here. This is what probably one of my most favorite times because if we get a chance to really dig in and really find what our opinions are as a team, and then we also get a chance to talk to our team and we get a chance to learn from our coaches how we can better communicate what we're trying to say, right? And that's the whole part of a debate. It's not just about the argument. It's about listening and learning from others and coming to some kind of agreement and maybe not coming to an agreement. But the whole point is to learn from each other. And in order to learn from each other, you've actually got to know what you're talking about, right? So your coaches are here to help you clarify your vision and be able to communicate the best you can so that when you're in front of the judges next week, wow, can you believe it? When you're in front of the judges next week, you'll be prepared, okay? So, but don't worry, we're here for you. So, who we have today is we have Dr. Nicovana Shannon. She is in fact a doctor, and she brings over, well, now it's probably 13 to 14 years of executive level leadership experience with Shannon and Associates. She
Mm-hmm.
has, in fact, she has her own company, so she has
Yes.
moved on up, right? And she is, like I said, she's co-owner of Shannon and Associates and Phoenix Fire Incorporated. So if you guys are needing accountant services or, anything of the like, she definitely can help you. And so she is very familiar with debating. She has to make sure that these people understand something very difficult to understand sometimes, which is money and math. It's very emotional subject. So she's very, and plus she has training from being in the debate club when she was younger. So you have a phenomenal coach that's here to help you, guide you. Our other coach is Mr. Rod Bradley. He is unable to be on the screen today because of some medical some health happenings that happened yesterday, but he is still here. He's still committed. That's how special you guys
I'm here
are
with you
to
in
him.
video spirit.
Yes, he's in here. He's with you as a video spirit, but that's how committed he is to this community. Like he knows that you guys are the future and he wants to invest in you all. And so we're so grateful that he's here. He's the father of two beautiful girls, Gabby and Olivia, and his debate experience includes over 3 years, well, really probably over 10 plus years of national varsity Lincoln Douglas debate, model United Nation debate, and a national travel team for 1 year. And so he comes with lots of knowledge, not lots of understanding. And one day I'm going to get his daughter Gabby to come and talk to you guys because she's phenomenal as well. She's a debater in her high school or at the national level. So it'd be wonderful to talk to her and pick her brain
Absolutely.
because she's closer to you guys' age, and so she can relate to frustrations as well as victories that you guys will be going through. So we are so glad that Mr. Bradley and Dr. Shannon are here with us. And what we're going to do is since everybody's here, I believe everybody's here now. Hi, Chris. Hi, Charlotte. Is your brother still working on getting here into the room? Yes, okay. So let's make sure that your names are on your 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 video and the team that you're on so it's easy for me to put you in the rooms. Okay? Cuz we're getting ready to separate into rooms so that you can talk to your coaches privately, privately, without worrying about your brother or sister or your the other people hearing your plans, right? So I'm about to separate you. I'll start with the teenagers and then we'll go to the elementary, okay? Phoenix and Anaya. Do I have all my people? Yes. Okay, great. All right, so what we're going to do in this space, until it's time for you guys to go talk with your coaches, we are actually going to talk about the roles that you may play for next week, right? Everybody is going to be assigned a role, okay? And that means that you'll be able to really play the part of the team, right? Yes, Miss Anaya.
Do we have to write this in our notebooks?
I think you should write what is important to you. I will send this recording out tomorrow. Okay? But if anything, I'm going to tell you a general rule in all of my classes that we have is to take notes. That means write down what you think is important for you to remember. Okay? It may not be everything, but it'll be what you need to remember for yourself. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you for that. That's a wonderful question. Okay, so roles. Each debate, you're going to have a team. So in this case, we have Team Sky, which is Adiel and Anaya, and um, Team C, which is Phoenix and Jasper. Okay, you guys are going to be on a team with each other. Okay, and in that team, you're going to play roles. So I'm going to go over those roles in just a minute. Okay, so you have, as you can see, you're going to have the first speaker, the second speaker, and the second rebuttal, and then you have the summary speaker. Okay. And these are all found on page 11 in the Kids Debate Club workbook. Okay, so if you don't have it printed out yet, that's okay. You can do that tonight if you have a printer. If you need to go to a print shop, you can go get that printed tomorrow. I will put the link in the app to the actual document, okay? But it's on page 11 and it's going to show the different roles that each person will be assigned to. You don't know your roles yet. That will not be assigned to you until after today's coaching session. The coaches will listen, they will make observations, and then they will tell me tonight who they think should be in certain roles. Okay? So I saw somebody had a question. Let's see. We are going to go over everything, so don't worry, okay? A good question. Okay, so here we go. First speaker. All right, now I know for Felix and Adiel, this is nothing new, but I think it's important for you guys to truly understand it because you're probably going to be a little bit more confident next week because you've been in a debate before. But I think it's important for you to understand what is happening even more. Okay, so we have the first speaker, everyone. Now, this person will be responsible for presenting the first opening statement. Okay. What is an opening statement? Can anybody kind of give me a guess, Phoenix?
An opening statement is basically where you tell them what your side is and you say, yeah, basically what your side is, your name, and yeah.
Okay, so that's part of it. Good. All right, so you are going to be responsible for sharing your opinion, your team's opinion. So, say I am for Team Ice Cream. I think it's better than Icy's. This was a previous debate, right? So, as the first speaker, I'm going to be the first person to talk, and I'm going to say, "Greetings, judges. In our opinion, we think ice cream is better than Icy's." And then you're going to continue to go through the next three pros. This is why I wanted you guys to get your 3 pros early so that you can have a list to pick from when you go to your coaching session, okay? There's a method to my madness, I promise. Okay? So when you're the first speaker, you're going to take the first 3 pros that you will discuss and agree on in your coaching session. You guys haven't done it yet, but you'll see what I mean when you go there. You're going to tell the judges your first pro, which is your claim. So I think ice cream is wonderful because it's sweet. You're going to tell the reason because it's sweet, and then you're going to give evidence. According to abc.com, ice cream is more sweeter than ices, right? And then you're going to proceed to the second pro, then the third pro, and then your closing statement. Now, these are not just the ones that you brought to the table. When you go to your coaching session, you're going to discuss a team pros, ones that you all agree on. So you're going to take your collective thought, you're going to bring it together, and you're going to say, hey, what are our first 3 pros going to be? What really best represents our thoughts about our subject? Okay. And then if you're the first speaker, you'll be responsible for saying the first 3 because there's going to be a total of 6 when you come to the debate. Okay. And you're going to tell the pro, the reason, and the evidence. Remember how we talked about this last week at class? This is where you bring all this together, okay? Does anybody have any questions so far? Jasper, do you understand what the first speaker does so far? Okay. Anaya, do you have any questions so far? Okay. Felix?
Yeah, ma'am.
Adiel? Okay, good. Now each team will have a first speaker, right? So you'll get a chance to listen to Team Sky's first speaker and Team C's first speaker, right? Everybody's, and whoever that person is for each team, they'll have a chance to speak, okay? Now, it's important that so say that you see that the pros that were picked for your team is not one of your pros. The suggestion that I have is that you use the information in your chat group, which is why I had you posted in there. You use your teammates' information to help you write out your pros if you are the first speaker. Okay? So that's where the teamwork comes in. So make sure those links work. If you could go back in the app, click on the links that you posted in the app. Make sure they lead to a real site because your teammate that's going to be the first speaker, if 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 they can't get to where you were, then it's hard for them to write their speech. Okay? All right. Now, this is a speech. This is going to be your persuasive writing speech that Miss Adicola was talking to you about. So, if you're a first speaker, you're writing a speech that includes the opening statement, which is your opinion, the 3 pros with reason and evidence, and your closing statement. Okay. It's basically like a big paragraph. So that's what the first speaker does. Now this person is going to be excited and they're going to be the first person out the gate. So make sure if you are the first speaker, then you are ready to start this debate with a bang, okay? All right. Now here's the question Miss Anaya had. What is a rebuttal? So a rebuttal is your argument, right? If I say that ice cream is nasty, you are going to say, oh, no, ice cream is not nasty. It's wonderful, right? You are going to be, if the first rebuttal, those are the people who are going to be making the arguments against the first speaker's statement, right? Okay. So the first speakers are going to talk. Then, while they're talking, Adiel, what is the rebuttal team supposed to be doing while the first speakers are talking?
Taking notes
Yes, taking notes. Why?
so that they can give their rebuttals.
Exactly. Pretty simple, huh? Okay, yes. So while the first speakers are talking, the rebuttal team, they need to be taking as many notes as possible. Yes, ma'am, Miss Anaya.
Like, does the rebuttal have to do say all the cons instead of the pros?
What, so I'm gonna get to that. You're ahead of me, okay? So I'm getting to that. I will tell you why you had to do the cons, okay? So the rebuttal team, they will be listening to the first speakers, and it's, imagine you had a checklist, right? You have a checklist of all of the cons that your teammates have come up with. You're going to look at those cons and you're going to see which one they are talking about for your team, right? So here's an example. Let's just say you're on team plastic cups are better than real cups, right? And somebody from the other team says plastic cups melt in the heat. Well, if you are the rebuttal team, you've done your research because you're prepared with the cons that you had listed, and you're going to have at the debate, oh no, according to abc.com, the thicker the plastic, the longer it will take for the plastic to melt, right? So all of the cons that you guys come up with, if you are a rebuttal speaker, you're going to look at those cards and you're going to research how your side proves that con incorrect. I'll say that again. If you are on the rebuttal team, your job is to look at all the cons on your team's chat and research how your side disagrees with those cards. So just like this, if you see that one of the cards in your team chat says that the sky is always black, your job is to go and find out on the research why the sky is always blue. Does that make sense? So my rebuttal team, you are going to be doing a lot of work trying to prove that your side is better. And the cons help you be more prepared for the other side's potential negatives against your side. Okay? Jasper, do you understand?
No,
You don't understand.
no.
Okay. So let me try again. Um okay. So here, let me see if I can do this. Okay. Say that you come up, let's see, I don't want to use y'all's because I don't want to, let's just say that I'm for team plastic rulers, right? I think plastic rulers are better than wooden rulers, okay? So I'm for my team is team plastic ruler. Okay, that's who I'm for, right? So I have my three pros. I have my three pros, and they are good. They're all talking about how good my side is, how they're good, right? But then I have found three cons. What are cons? The cons tell me, go ahead, Anaya.
Disadvantages or bad or something?
Yes, yes, they tell me why that plastic rulers are bad, right? So one of them is going to be they break easy. Okay, so why they're bad. So one of my cons is they break easier than wooden. That they break easier than wooden rulers. Okay? So listen, Jasper, pay attention, please. So what would I need to find out to make sure that I can prove that plastic rulers don't break easy? What would I need to do to prove that plastic rulers don't break easy? What would I need to do? Can anybody help me? Phoenix, help me out.
What would you need to do to make the plastic rulers not break?
No, I need you to listen, please. What would I need to do to find out? What would I need to do to prove that plastic rulers do not break easier than wooden rulers? What have you
You,
done in the past to help me prove that this is not true?
I rebutted.
Okay, thank you. Adiel. Go ahead, Adiel.
Are we talking about how they don't break?
Yes. How do I prove that they don't break?
You make them flexible.
I know. So how do, okay, that's true, but what I'm trying to show you is you need to go to the internet, go to Google or wherever you research and find out the resource that proves that plastic rulers don't break easier. Does that make sense? Does
Yeah.
this make sense to everybody? Okay. Anaya, does this make sense? Okay, Jasper, does it make sense now? Yes? Okay, Felix, does it make sense now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what you need to do, if you are part of the rebuttal team, you've got to go research all the cons that's in the chat that your teammates put. And you need to go to Google or go to whatever resource you use and find a resource that proves that that con is incorrect, right? Now I've got abc.com that says that plastic rulers take forever to break. So that's not true. So when you're listening to your first speaker speak, if you are already prepared with this list of proofs that these cons are incorrect, it's going to be easy for you to offer a rebuttal because you're ready. Does this make sense now? Okay, good. So that's the rebuttal team. You got lots of work, but you can do it if you take it inch by inch. Second speaker is the same as the first speaker. The only difference is you're giving the next three pros. Okay, you got the first three pros for the first speaker and the second three pros for the second speaker, okay? It's the same job, you're just doing the second three pros. And you'll understand this when you go to your coaching session, okay? You're still presenting your opinion. You're talking about the next three pros and the closing statement. Okay? Jasper, you got it? Give me a thumbs up. All right, good. Okay, again, use your teammates' resources in order to help you find the information you need in case this was not one of your pros, okay? So make sure your links in the chat work so that the teammates, when they're doing the research and writing the paper, it's easy for them to do so. That's a teammate for you, okay? We're almost finished. We've got our second rebuttal. Those are same rebuttal team, right? Coming, but this time they listen to the second speaker. So now they're in charge of listening to the second speaker, not the first speaker, the second speaker's comments and offering arguments and rebuttals to their pros. Now, this is something I want you guys to make sure you understand, okay? You have to make sure that you address all three pros that they talk about. Why is that important, Felix, to address all three pros that they talk about?
It's important because you don't um it's important because you don't want the other team, the other side saying that they didn't rebut this.
Oh, right, exactly. It's important because you want to, well, number one, if you're talking to somebody and they're giving you three reasons and you don't agree with it, are you only going to talk about two of those reasons you don't agree, or do you want to talk about all three of those reasons you don't agree with?
All three.
All three, right? Because if you don't talk about all three reasons, then that leaves it up to the judges to see if the other person's opinion is in fact correct, right? We're here to debate. So it's important that you try to debate each point that they present so that it can make a really good argument, okay? And that's where the team comes in. So during the debate, say I'm on the rebuttal team and I just couldn't write fast enough. You'll get at least 1 minute to talk to your team because your teammates should be taking notes too, and they should be able to help you if you miss something before you do your rebuttal, okay? Do you guys all know how to talk in the chat?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so it should be easy for you guys to talk to each other, right? Yes. Okay, good. The last thing we have is the summary speaker, okay? The summary speaker is the person that's going to reintroduce the team's opinion again. Why do we have to reintroduce our opinions over and over again? Can somebody tell me? Anaya, go ahead. Why do I have to keep telling the judges my opinions over and over again?
Mm, like they can understand like what you're um
Yes, exactly. We heard it the first time. It's better when you hear it the second time, but when you hear it that third time, we really got it, right? So that's why it's important for each person that's coming up, not the rebuttal team, but each person that's coming up that's a speaker, that they reintroduce our opinions, okay, for your team. And then the summary speaker, they're going to say all six pros and they're going to say everything, but they will not give the reasons and evidence because that's going to take forever, right? All they have to do is just say the team's opinion and just give the six pros. You don't have to do the evidence, but you do have to be listening because it's important that you tell the judges, hey, that other team, they did not offer an argument to one of our pros. So that means that our points are unopposed, right? That means you get a point for that because you must be making such a great argument that they have nothing to say. That's arguments, right? If you communicate clearly, you're not really going to get many arguments, right?
Oh, yeah.
If they have nothing to say, if they're not prepared, then you win that argument, right? Okay, so this is a lot. I know it is, but you guys can do it. And that's why it's important to look over your workbook because I put a lot of resources in there for you guys to help you write your papers. Videos, if you're nervous about the debate, there's plenty of videos for you to watch so that you can see what it's going to be like. And there's a flow chart so that you can keep up with all the notes and if you get and you don't get lost, okay? But you guys are back. Okay. We passed each other. I was like, "Where's my team cupcakes?" Okay, welcome back. Awesome. Did you guys have a good coaching session? Good. Well, don't tell me. I don't want to know the secrets.
They did a great job.
They did. Okay, Coach Rod, what are some things that you saw in this group real quick while we're waiting on Miss Dr. Shannon?
Well, I'm really impressed because obviously when you start off a year, you're kind of getting in the groove. But I was really, really proud of those two because not only did they have different statements, pro and con, but they also were able to work together and they were able to realize that they could make adjustments and make new arguments after they were able to put everything together. And that's something that we know a lot of times it can take half the year to have that recognition and that awareness. So I was very proud of the fact that they were able to be able to brainstorm together and then modify a lot of things, and then they were able to think of things while we were in this session.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's really good. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, Charlotte and Bailey, did you guys what's one thing, don't tell me your stuff, but what's one thing that you guys learned from Coach Rod? Bailey, you want to start? What's one thing you learned from the coaching session?
To think more.
Think more. Okay, just a little bit more get more into your process, right? Awesome. Charlotte, what's one thing you learned?
To get more pros and cons.
Okay. Okay, to give you options. Okay, good. Good. Okay, I know it's fun. Let's try to stay focused. Okay, we have Dr. Shannon. You just came back in. What's a highlight that you were very excited about with your session?
We actually turned a pro into a con. I thought
Oh.
that was a highlight to our
Mhm.
session. We talked it through and it made more sense to be a con instead of a pro.
Okay, well, see, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you got to do that. Okay, great. Carly, what's something you learned from your session? Not, don't tell me any secrets.
Yeah, okay, so I learned I learned about listening to my teammates more and about like just having conversation and also like compromising as well.
Okay, that's good. Excellent. All right. And then Avaya, Judah, what's one thing you guys learned from your session?
I learned that you get to bring clear sentences instead of just thrown together sentences. I learned to make more stronger points than I did.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift and my older kids, you're going to stay with me. For my older group and I've got so basically Bailey and Charlotte, well, not really Charlotte, but Bailey and Charlotte, you guys are newer to this. So this is going to be old hat for my older like Carly and Judah and Avaya. But at the same time, I want you to come with a fresh mind and take notes just in case you just missed something all these years. So what we're going to be talking about is the roles, okay? And each person will be assigned a role. Now, because it's not as many as it normally is, you may have two roles. So just lock in, as they say, and really focus in on what you need to do. Okay? Because if you do have 2 roles, that means it's going to be double the work. All right? But you can do it because I know that you all are awesome. So the roles are found on page 11 of your workbook. So if you haven't printed it out or downloaded it to your computers or your tablets, please do so because it has all the resources that will help you be successful in this class. Okay? On page 11, it has a review of the roles. So if you get lost today because I'm talking too fast or it's becoming a little bit late at night, it's okay. This is recorded and you also have the workbook to go back over it. Okay, so we have our first speaker position. Now, the first speaker is responsible for presenting the first opening statement. So basically, you are going to be the one that is presenting the persuasive argument to the judges. Now, this is next week, you guys. I can't believe we're already at the debate portion. It's just flown by. But next week, we're going to be debating in front of judges, and they are going to be listening attentively to your arguments, okay? So, the first speaker, you are responsible for telling your team's opinion. You guys just came from a session, so this is going to make a lot more sense to you as I go through it. But that first speaker, greetings, judges. How are you? My name is such and such, and I'd like to tell you our team's opinion. And then you can go from there. You're going to tell them your first 3 pros. So you guys just came for your coaching session, and that means you guys should have gotten 6 pros. Did y'all get 6 pros? Yes? Give me a thumbs up if you got all 6 pros. Okay, good. So your 6 pros of the first 3 that your team agreed on, that's what the first speaker is going to talk about. They're going to say the first pro, which is the claim. They're going to give a reason and the evidence. That's what I was trying to help you guys understand by posting it in the chat last night. Okay? Please look at the comments that I made because we want to make sure that all of our links to the resources are working because your teammates are gonna use these links. If one of them is the first speaker, they're gonna use those links, and they need to be working links that lead to the same information that you said you got it from. Okay, so double check that. But the first speaker is going to go over the first pro, claim, reason, second pro, claim, the reason and evidence, and the third pro, reason and evidence. Then you're going to have your closing argument. Okay, so all of this should be in your opening speech, first speaker, whoever you will be. The coaches will assign that to me tonight, and I will give that to you all at the latest tomorrow morning. So check the app so you can know what your role will be. Okay, and the closing statement just wraps up everything. Okay, there's going to be a first speaker for each team. So when you come to the debate, you're going to have a first speaker for team cookies and a first speaker for team cupcakes. Okay, Bailey and Charlotte, you guys are really going to be doing double duty, right? Because it's just 2 of you all, but I know you can do it, right? Okay. We next have the rebuttal speaker. Now, this person's they're going to be the ones making the arguments. Okay. The first rebuttal, they listen to the first speaker. What are you supposed to be doing? Give me a guess, Bailey. What are you supposed to be doing while the first speaker is talking if you are the first rebuttal? What are you supposed to be doing while the first speaker is talking? Take a guess at it.
Taking notes.
Yes, exactly. Taking notes. Why should you be taking notes, Avaya?
So that you know which one you're supposed to shoot out, which one you're supposed to rebuttal against.
Yes, there you go. Good job. Yes, so that you can know what rebuttals to offer, right? And so the the rebuttal team, you guys are supposed to go and look at all the cons that your teammates have posted in your chat. And your job is to find the reasons why that con is not true. Okay? So here's an example that I had to give to the younger kids. Let's just say I'm for team plastic rulers, right? And I've got my 3 pros. So I found all the reasons why it was good. But I also found 3 reasons why they're not so good, right? So my job as a rebuttal team is to go and find the reasons why. For instance, someone said that they break easier. So I've got to go and find why that's not true and prove why they don't break easier. So you got to research and find reasons why, according to abc.com, why they do not break easier than the wooden rulers. That's important because when you're listening to the first speaker, or if you're the second rebuttal, if you're listening to the first speaker, you're prepared because you have a whole list of the cons and the reasons why those cons are not true. So when you come up and you offer your rebuttals, you'll say, well, you know what, that's not true according to this, and it won't be something you got to figure out. You'll be prepared. Okay? Do we have any questions so far about rebuttals and what your job is to prepare for the rebuttals? Anybody? Everybody understand? Okay, good. All right, so the next one is the second speaker. The second speaker is doing basically what the first speaker does, but they're only focused on the next 3 pros. So the 4th, 5th, and 6th pro, okay? And they are also going to reintroduce the opinion just to make sure the judges heard what you had to say. And then they'll give 3 additional reasons for why their side is better. Okay, each team will have a second speaker. And again, use your teammates. So this week, I need to see a lot more talking in the apps in those chats. Because if you're starting to work on your roles and you're starting to work on your debate, you need to be talking to your teammates to make sure you all are on the same page. Give an encouraging word. Say, hey, how's everybody doing with their work? Whatever. This is your chance to really talk with your team and make sure that on Monday, when it's time to debate, you guys are on the same team and on the same page. Nobody can see your chat unless you were invited into that chat. So you can talk about all the stuff you need to talk about. It is safe, okay? But I should be seeing a lot more chatter in those chats this week. That lets me know you're working on your debate, okay? All right, second rebuttal again. You are rebuttaling the second speaker. You're not thinking about, oh, I should have said this. Nope, you're only focused on the second rebuttal. Now, some of you may not be as fast of writers or typers. That's okay. That's what the team is for. You can use your chat during the debate to talk to your teammates and let them know, everything that you heard so that the rebuttal team doesn't miss a thing. Because the last thing that we want is let's look at this. Make sure you try to address all 3 pros of the other team, or it will count against you as a pro that is unopposed. What does that mean, Judah? What does it mean when you don't offer a rebuttal to one of the other team's points?
Then that means you won't be doing your job, and that means you could lose.
Exactly. You won't be doing your job. I love that. You won't be doing your job. That means that you are not opposing their points. So if somebody says the sky is blue if somebody says the sky is red and you don't say something, I guess we just all agree that the sky is red. Is that what we're saying? No, no. So you want to offer a rebuttal to all 3 points if you can. And the team is there to help you rebuttal team if you feel like you missed something, okay? All right. Any So now we come to the summary speaker. The summary speaker is basically the one that's like telling everything that happened. So you're like the reporter. You're saying, hey, this is what our team believes. But we already said it. Why is it important, Charlotte, to tell the judges one more time what you believe?
Because I think that if you keep telling them over and over, they're going to eventually believe that it's true.
That's one way to look at it, yes. And then also, sometimes do we get distracted when we're listening to people? Yeah. And so if you say it one more time, that's just another chance for everybody to hear what your opinion is so that they don't forget. Okay, good job. All right. So you as a summary speaker, you're only saying the 6 pros. You are not going over the evidence again. You're not going over the reasons again. You're just giving them the 6 pros so that you can tell them what your opinions are. And then you are telling them if the other team did not address any of your pros, right? Because if the other team does not rebut some of your pros, then that means that maybe you were right and they didn't have anything to say about it. And like Judah said, that goes better for you as a team. Okay. You win more points like that. Okay. So don't worry, all of the resources and everything I talked about is in the workbook, okay? And this is recorded, so if you want to go back over this recording and listen to this information again, it'll be here for you. I'll put it in the app. There's also videos of past debates. So if you're like, what is it going to be like? There are plenty of videos that you can watch, and so you can see it's not so bad, right? If you haven't already watched some before. And there's a flow chart in the debate workbook that you can use as you follow along with what the first and second speaker are saying. Okay? So now since we have some pros on here, I really just want to give the younger debaters some encouragement. So Carly, you're probably our oldest debater on here. Give one simple word of encouragement that you feel like helped you when you were getting started.
Okay. One thing to remember while you're in the debate is basically just a lot of listening, writing down notes, and just being a team. Honestly, it's just a lot of teamwork, writing down notes, and listening. Other than that, it's pretty easy. It's just basically like going with the flow and just being, and make sure you're also your focus. But other than that, it's honestly really easy. And if you believe you can win, and if you're honestly, if you're passionate about if you know what you're talking about, you're passionate about it, then I'm pretty sure that you can win. So that's fine.
Okay, thank you very much.
Miss Duckworth, you're on mute.
Okay. Okay, I'll say it again. Wonderful advice, Carly. That was amazing. I'm so grateful that you gave that advice. Great. Okay, now let's have Judah and Avaya. If you guys could give a word of encouragement, something you heard that helped you when you were first starting out, or even last year. What's one word of encouragement you can give?
Um, a word of encouragement would be that you're always still learning and you're going to make mistakes. You just have to learn from them.
That's very
Um,
good. Judah?
I um I think at first it's gonna be hard, but if you keep on doing it, it gets easier and easier.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful advice. Yes, I have seen that several times. Yes, very good. Okay, Charlotte, your first time to debate was this summer. Do you have any words of encouragement? Something that helped you?
I think you should keep on trying on the hard things because eventually it's gonna get easier and easier, and soon it's gonna be really easy to do it.
Wonderful. I'm seeing that this is a common piece of advice. Don't quit, right? Keep going. All right? Stay steady. Okay, so Bailey, do you have any questions or do you feel like you is there something that you learned that has been helping you so far?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Have you learned anything from your debate mates so far? What's one thing that you've learned from them so far these couple of weeks?
To listen to understand.
Okay. All right, great. Well, that's wonderful. All right, so you guys we are going to wait for the other team. I'm going to go check in on them. You guys can talk to each other while I am going to check on the other team. You guys did wonderful, so I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, so while I have you here and I'm going to wait for the other team, write this down. You need to start thinking about your object of proof. Okay? Object of proof. Each person is supposed to bring an object of proof. What is this? This is a physical thing that you can bring to show that your side is better, right? So, Team Sky, you have to bring something. Team Cupcakes, you need to bring something. Team C and Team Cookies, bring something to show that your side is better. This is your creativity coming in. You can't bring the sky down, can you? No, but you can bring something that is relative to what you've discussed in your three pros or your other three pros, right? So be creative, okay? Also, you need to be writing your 6-word sentence. Okay? You need to be coming up with a 6-word sentence. This is everyone. That is the last thing that you get to say before the judges make their decision. So if I like ice cream is the best dessert ever made. That is 6 words to help make my side sound better. Okay? 6-word sentence, object of proof. Okay, you need to start thinking about that in addition to everything else, but you need to start thinking about that because I want y'all to post it in the app uh, no later than Sunday, okay? I'll write all this stuff down so you know, no worries, it'll all be good, okay? Um, and I want you guys to make sure that you talk to each other over the week so that you're on the same page, okay? Now, we have something additional that was not here last year. We have a lady by the name of Ad, Adlai Tynes that is going to offer some additional help. So if you find that you want some additional help, she will be having office hours on Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That means that you're going to have to sign up for her time. You'll get about 30 minutes to 45 minutes of her time, and she will go over your speech with you. She'll go over some ways to prepare for rebuttals. She'll go over ways to help you find the best 6-word sentence or object of proof. Anything that you have questions about that you may need some additional help that you got today, you can sign up for her time, but it's limited space. Remember, she's only there from 4 to 6 p.m. Okay, I'll put those sign up sheets out in the apps as well. But think about that. So that means as soon as you get your roles, then you will be able to get some of her help. Okay. All right. So what my team see, what you missed is that just make sure you have your 6-word sentence and your object of proof ready for the debate. But I want to let you know that the time has come to a close. Let's everybody give a big round of a hand to Coach Shannon and Coach Bradley. Thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing y'all next month for our next debate. But we are so grateful that you came. So proud of everyone. You guys have a good night and keep an eye out for the app and all the information that's coming. I hope y'all have a great night. Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Good night.